2014 Chevy Express van. Customer's complaint that the compressor's pulling down on the engine. We're going to diagnose whether or not the compressor's bad. And first we're going to suck all the Freon out. Also, the front AC system, it does not blow out of the vents, it's blowing out of the defroster. So we're going to figure out why this isn't hooked up, probably replace the lines, and make sure that we're getting vacuum and see if that fixes it. All right, we've already got the battery out, and while we're waiting on this to finish pulling down, we're going to finish pulling out the battery box. Oh, wrong way. Get your battery out, you got to pull this cross brace off. It goes from here to here. It's two 13 millimeters, and you got 13 millimeter hold down, 8 millimeters for your cables. Pull this box out. Set that to the side for now. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull the dryer loose. That way we can get it out of the way so we can finish hunting down this vacuum line. Come on, thing. It's just air pressure, don't worry, I've already sucked it down. Don't want to lose that. That is where the vacuum line plugs into. It's really difficult to get to even if you got long arms, but we got to get to it. So all right, we're hooked into the plug-in on the AC compressor. Got this on the ground side. We'll put our little ground probe in. Trying to shoot fire. If it clicks, it works. Nope. Shorted my test light out. All right. Well, that means the coil is bad on the AC compressor, so we're going to start in on changing that. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull our shroud off because we got to pull our serpentine belt loose, and to be able to get down there to get our stretch belt off of our AC compressor. So it'll just make life easier. On each side, there's 3 10 millimeter bolts, and then there's 2 10 millimeter bolts right here. And we should be able to fight it around this. If not, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll try. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull our fan clutch off. Like I stated in an earlier video, if the fan blade's cut this way to push air back, that's the way it comes off. So you get a stretch belt off the easy way. There's a bolt right there. There's 2 below it. One in the top at the front. And then to take your lines loose. kind of block my light. You can see it's just 213 millimeters. It's gonna be really hard to see, but I'm just gonna set the camera up and you'll have to use your imagination. And then back, tuck them out of the way. We're gonna put O-ring washers on them. We'll do that whenever we get it loose. The 2 bolts, I'm not gonna be able to video pulling them out. Pop them out and this thing's ready to come out. We got the new compressor out the box. Sent some paperwork with a bunch of hieroglyphics on it. They know I can't read. Anyway, we're gonna take this loose, fill it with oil, and we're gonna go back on. All right, this compressor is pre-charged with 3 ounces of oil. Took these caps off. We're gonna put them back on before we go back in. Oh, I found grease. And we're gonna add about 3 ounces of oil to it because most systems hold anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10. And we didn't lose much coming out, so we're gonna assume that it's already got enough in it. But we just don't want to overheat our compressor, so. And that's how you make a mess. All right, I call it 3 ounces. Reinstall our caps. Try and keep as much contaminants out of the system as we can while we're going back in. All right, we're ready to go back in. Gosh dang. Some days I wish I could be Spider-Man so I didn't drop everything. Get that one good and snug. Reach back here and snug this one up. Alright, I've got to go underneath and tighten the bottom. Alright, we're going to take our caps off. Then pull it back off there. Say we are. There it goes. Got our 2 lines. Around. Wipe it off. Try our best to keep any dirt or anything like that out of the system. Put your new one on. Now we're ready to go on. These school buses are always a pain in the butt to do. You just got to work through it. Okay, on to our high pressure side. Pull this off.
reach in with your magic wand here. Snuggle them. We're gonna keep moving because I can see. Alright, those are on there. Alright, we got our vacuum lines ran again. Here's the T. This is the one that goes inside. This one goes to the vacuum pot under the battery box. This is your feed that goes to your intake. Let's see if we can shine up in there. Alright, you can't really see it, but I like to get it on the air compressor, and then I'll take and put it over the top side of this, and there's a little bracket that holds your VVT, or I think it's your VVT, maybe your cam sensor right there. Holds the sensor connector in place and keeps it from getting damaged if a belt slings off, but you got to make sure you're outside of that. Then you just take your 3 zip ties, you zip tie this thing on. It works better than any tool I've ever found. Alright, we're going to start by putting our serpentine belt back on. Then we'll put our fan hub back on, and then we'll put the dryer, and then the fan shroud. I think it'd just be easier in that order. Alright, now we're going to put this accumulator back on. Always use new washer O-rings. Always. You'll regret it if you don't. We'll find new O-ring. New O-ring put on. We'll install this line. Once we get this line installed, we can put the sensor, the low pressure sensor, back into the side of the accumulator. While we're pulling a vacuum on it, we're going to go inside and make sure all our vents work after we hook up this vent line to the battery box. And if the vacuum system's all making our mode doors change, then we'll charge it up and we should be good. Alright, we'll go ahead and put this sensor in real quick. Alright, battery's hooked up. Let's go to the shroud next. Drop our shroud back in. Try and do it the same way we came out, but that don't ever work, so. Like a glove. All right, we got it all back together. About to go inside, fire it up, see what the temperature does. Yeah, now we got air out the vents. Ooh, blew some dust out of there. Let's turn our rear fan on. Oh yeah, it's already starting to cool. There you go. Seems like we got it fixed. Let's go check out our temperatures. Temperatures, I mean pressures. It's like 160 and 30. Let's add another quarter pound to it. That's a lot better. All right, I appreciate everybody watching.